Welcome back to the shop. A few days ago I made this wood marking knife and I'm really happy with how it turned out, but there's a few things that I want to change, so I'm going to make another one. The blade and handle I both like. It's a really good shape in my opinion, very well balanced. The only problem is in this transition area here. First problem is I drilled the hole just a little bit off center, so the blade actually sits more this side than this side. The other main problem is the density of this wood. When I drove the blade into it, it actually cracked despite this ring here. So I'm going to keep the blade the same and probably use a different wood for the next handle. Overall, I like the design though. I think I'm going to do a production run of these in the future. So the first order of business is going to be making a second blade. I have a piece of 80 CRV2 here, and I'm going to go ahead and cut out the shape. A marking knife, if you're unfamiliar, is a tool used in woodworking in place of a pencil for making marks on wood. It's used instead of a pencil because the knife edge allows you to get a much more precise mark against the ruler. And it's beveled on two sides with a flat back so that you can use it against the ruler. Beveling on both sides means you can use it on both sides of the ruler. As of right now, I've profile ground this entire thing. I still need to take the forge scale off and bevel it before I heat treat this, but the biggest difference that I made between these two is this one has a much less aggressive taper. So I'll be interested to see how that looks with the handle. I also made this tang a lot skinnier than this one, because I want to eliminate as much chance of splitting that wood again as possible. So with this skinnier tang, it'll force its way in there rather than spreading the wood apart. So even though this is 80 CRV2, which is an oil quench steel, I'm actually doing a water quench for this because I want it to be as hard as possible. And since this is a marking knife, which is meant to be used only with wood, it's not going to be under any sort of extreme pressure that might crack it. Now that the blade's done, I'm going to go ahead and chuck this piece of mahogany in the lathe and start turning up the handle. A neat polishing trick is to stick a drill bit of equal diameter inside it, and then use sandpaper. Nice and shiny. First I have to trim this. And that'll do it. Honestly, I like this one a lot more than the first, but there are some things that I like about the first more than the second. Let me know in the comments down below which one you think is better.